It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today on this momentous Masterpiece Friday edition of the channel. I am just giddy because today I get to say something that I never thought that I would be able to say on the Daily Doug, and that is that we are listening to the brand new song by the Beatles. How about that? 2023, we get a brand new song by the Beatles, and it's real. All four of them are on it. And it's just the perfect gift for music lovers around the world, especially right in time for the holidays. So Now and Then by the Beatles was released on November 2nd, 2023. It is dubbed as the last Beatles song, and its story is a fascinating one. Y'all, John Lennon wrote and recorded a demo of this song at his home piano in the mid to late 70s, and he never got around to finishing it or producing it properly before he was killed. So Yoko Ono found the demo tape and shared it with the remaining Beatles as they were preparing the Beatles anthology in the mid-1990s. And the idea was to try and complete the song in much the same way as the remaining Beatles had done with Free as a Bird and Real Love, which were both based on John's demos. And they ran into technical difficulties because they were unable to separate John's vocals from his piano playing because he was just using a simple little cassette deck, and he's playing in a real space and he's singing in a real space without a real microphone, and it's just a demo. That's all that it is. And they couldn't separate his voice from the piano, and they because of that, couldn't really mix the tune properly. Well, fast forward to 2021, and Peter Jackson is working on the Get Back documentary, which was awesome, right? And this new documentary was about the band's making of Let It Be. Okay, I think most of us have seen that. So Peter Jackson and his crew developed an AI-backed audio restoration technology for that documentary. And with this new technology, now they can effectively separate John's vocals from that piano part and properly mix the song. So there's this great documentary that goes through all of this on YouTube. I have seen it. And quite frankly, y'all, I have heard the song. I am a Beatles fan. I listened to it the day it came out. I've probably listened to it a few times since. There are tens of millions of people who have done so already in about like a week and a half since it came out. And I think it's going to be a #1 song for the Beatles in 2023. It's amazing. So let's listen to it, friends. This is the last song from the Beatles. John Lennon is on vocals. Paul McCartney is on vocals, bass, the piano, and the lap steel guitar. George Harrison is on vocals and both the acoustic and electric guitar. Ringo Starr is on vocals and drums and percussion, and they have brought in Giles Martin, son of George Martin, to do the string arrangements which accompany this piece. I am eager and excited to hear it with all of y'all, so let's dive in. This is Now and Then from the Beatles. Off we go. We got to get tuned first.
I know it's true.
And there's his voice, clear as day.
It's all because of you.
It's so melancholy. It's so
And
John.
if I make it through, it's all because
It's a nice 5-chord
of you.
that resolves into A minor.
And now and then, if we must start again,
I think that's both John's and Paul's voices
well,
together
we
on this verse.
will know for sure
down to G, drop the beat a little bit. Now that they're in that key, they go to the 3 chord. The strings sound just like a Beatles record. Amazing. Sounds like a 2. It goes back to A minor.
It's all because of you. And if you go away, I know.
Love the strings on this. This resolves late into that A minor chord. Want you to be there for me. Simple little line that we all understand. A lovely move into D minor. The D major chord gets changed to D minor and it's D down to C. Fifths. Turns minor. Back to A minor. Really smart.
It's all because of you.
Can't stop smiling.
And if I make it through,
6 down to 5. Resolves late. The melody resolves late. The string parts remind me of string parts that George Martin would have written. And they go into a little 3 section to end it, just like the Beatles would, wouldn't they? And they take a bow. It hits you right in the feels, doesn't it? I mean, I'm watching that. That's probably the 4th or 5th time that I've watched that. And I get emotional every time I watch it. And, you know, it's fascinating because there's nothing really in the song that's musically earth-shattering. But nothing I think the Beatles ever really did was musically earth-shattering. They just did it in a way that made us feel the most fervently, more than any other band. That's been my experience. You know, they were able to turn something that was on its face relatively ordinary and make it into something magical. That was their power. And it still is, because that was magical. That was, you know, I'm melancholy about it and I'm nostalgic about it, but it's just magical, right? That they're there. And all 4 of them are on this recording. I must admit, I was dubious when I first heard about this, as to the why and the how of this project. But after hearing it, after watching it, especially the behind the scenes documentary, friends, I was won over, and I don't care what anybody else says. It's wonderful, and I love it. It really does sound like a Beatles song, doesn't it? And it warms my heart to see the Paul and Ringo of today being able to make music like this and to resurrect their band and produce a song that has all 4 of them playing and singing. It's, like I said, it's truly a gift to their fans, and I think it's a gift to music lovers around the world. And it's a testament to their continuing ability to move us through their art. It's 2023. It's been 53 years since the Beatles made music all together. And, all of us who weren't around when they were doing that, it's a Beatles song for us, as well as a Beatles song for all of y'all that were around when the Beatles were doing their thing and doing it the right way and live and all that stuff. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece Friday, because it's bigger than the sum of its parts. At its core, it's just an emotionally poignant song that alludes to time passing and friendships that last, and love that perseveres, and simply missing the ones that you cherish. But it transcends that and becomes about these guys and about our love for music and about all the music that they made for themselves, for the world, for everybody that loves to listen. And I'm just giddy to have this to kind of put a bit of closure to the entire Beatles experience. The last song. This is the last one that they have in terms of like demos available and original recordings that allow them to really make a Beatles record with all four of them. And I'm just thankful to Paul and to Ringo, to Yoko, to Giles and to Peter Jackson and to everybody who was involved in making this happen. Because it's been one of the bright spots of my last week, and I'm sure it's going to be one of the bright spots that continues as I continue to listen to the Beatles most weeks, most days, y'all. So I am thankful that you've been with me. When I heard that this came out and when I first saw it on the day that it came out, I thought, it's not going to be a reaction, like a first reaction per se, but this needs to be on the Daily Doug, and I'm happy to include it. So I thank y'all for being with me. Thanks for being with me this week, and we'll see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.
It's the Daily Doug. Welcome to the Daily Doug. The Daily